Hi YouTube! Today we are going to be doing a 2023 year in books, but I'm going to rank them as well. So I have my computer here. So I organized them from the first book that I read in 2023 all the way to my last read. And then I have 5 tiers. The ratings are going to be different from what I put on Goodreads. Now I've had some time to think about the books and compare them to other ones. They might not be exactly what I put on Goodreads. So we have absolute fave, and then we have loved, good, not for me, and then put me in a slump. We are gonna start with Every Summer After. I think I rated it 4 or 5 stars. It's either in loved or good. I'm gonna put it in good. No, I'm gonna put it in loved. I'm indecisive, clearly. I might change it up, but for now, that's where it's gonna go. The first day of spring, honestly, I don't really remember what this one was about, but I remember liking it. So we're gonna put it in good, because I remember liking it. It's very similar to, I think, kind of similar to The Push. Maybe not. I'm not exactly too sure. They both died at the end. I'm gonna put that one in loved. Next, Without Merit. I did like this. I thought it was kind of weird that it was almost a love triangle with the 2 twins, but I did really enjoy that one. Virgin Suicides, put it in not for me. Just a little harder to follow along, and then I watched the movie after, and I think it made a little more sense. It didn't entice me as much as I would like it to. Next we have Sharp Objects. I'm gonna put this in good. I did watch the show that they made it into, and at the end of the show, it doesn't really go into as much depth as it does in the book, so I did enjoy the book more in that aspect. Tell me lies, I found the show first, and I really enjoyed it. But honestly, the show, it goes into more depth of their first year at college, but the book has so much more, so I guess they better be making more seasons. I'm gonna put this, just because I love the show so much, I'm gonna put an absolute fave. The Book Eaters. This one did put me in a slump. When I picked up this book, I thought it was going to be more a realistic, oh, these people actually think that you gain knowledge from eating books, but it was more fantasy in that aspect where they have to eat books to gain knowledge. At least in this moment, I'm not a fantasy girl, so it did not really interest me as much. So that is why it's in that category. Panic, I'm gonna put this in good. I did watch the show before I read the book. I did like the show more, so that's why I'm gonna put it in the good category. Next is Love in the Time of Serial Killers. This one I did really like. I don't know to put it in love or absolute fave. I'm gonna put it in love. I thought she was just being a little too paranoid about her neighbor being a serial killer, but overall, I did really enjoy that book. Next is I'm Glad My Mom Died. This one, okay, so all the other books I read pretty slowly, but I'm Glad My Mom Died is the first one I read fast, somewhat fast. I'm gonna put it in absolute fave. It got me more into reading books at a quicker pace. I believe I started it in October, so all of these other past books were all before October, and then the rest of my books are all after October. So I definitely started reading a lot faster, and this one is the one that did it for me. Next is The First One to Die at the End. I'm gonna put it in good. It was the longest book I read this year. I really did enjoy the story, but I just feel like that's where it needs to go. Next is The Push. This one I'm gonna put in good, just because I kind of have a love-hate relationship. Because why did no one believe her when she was like, this girl is trying to kill my baby? Like, this girl killed like a child. Like, she's not good. And no one would believe her. So that kind of annoyed me a lot. Other than that, it was really good. It starts with us. I'm also gonna put in good. But honestly, I don't think it really needed to happen. Maybe we just added a little more in the epilogue of It Ends With Us instead of just a whole nother book about Lily and Atlas. Next is The Good Sister. This one I'm gonna put in good. It did not go the way that I thought it would. I'm trying to like remember what happened in all these books. So it's these two sisters. It starts off saying one of them like killed a boy. One of the sisters knows that her sister's trying to get pregnant. She says, oh, well, I'm your sister. What if I just have a baby for you? And she doesn't like consult her at all with this. It doesn't go the way you expect it to. Next is One Day in December. This one, I have beef. This one I'm gonna say not for me, just because of the lack of communication. So basically this girl, she sees this guy while her bus is driving, and they make eye contact. It's like love at first sight. So she tells her friend, like, this is like the man of my dreams or whatever, and they are on the hunt for him for the next year. They never find him. The main character, she just kind of gives up. And then there's a holiday party, and her best friend says, oh, I'm gonna bring my boyfriend, like, I want you to meet him. Who does she end up bringing to the party? That same man at the bus station. What does she do? She pretends she doesn't know him, and that he doesn't know her. That just annoys me. Like, why couldn't you say, oh my god, this is bus guy that we've been trying to find? That just was so annoying to me, and that they kept it from her for so long, because her and the bus guy, the best friend and the bus guy, were in a relationship for a long time, and that they have been keeping this secret. I mean, at first they didn't like tell each other that they knew. They just assumed the other one just didn't know, but they both knew. I don't know. So me and that book have beef. Next is The Infinity Between Us. This one was good. Honestly, I didn't think it was anything too special. I wasn't as blown away as I thought I would be with it, but it was still a really cute book. Next we have Happy Place. I'm also gonna put that in good. I don't think it was as much of a romance as I thought it would be. Next is The Half of It. I really did enjoy this. She was so vulnerable and opened up about a lot, and it was a really quick read for me, and yeah, it was really good. Next is You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I do love a good Geneva Rose thriller. I'm gonna say it was good. I think just a lot happened at the end, and it was almost like too much information, like too quickly. It's The Empowered Empath. This one my mom got me. It is going in good. It was actually really helpful, just like dealing with your emotions. I really like that one. Next is Pod. So I went to Barnes & Noble. You know, I was just looking around. This wasn't even on my radar. And little description, it said life through the eyes like of a dolphin, like navigating its way through the open ocean. So I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this book. I don't think that was very accurate. I don't know, it was really strange in my opinion. I think it got a little bit better at the end, but I don't even know how to describe it. It definitely put me in a slump. I was dreading reading it. It's just a weird read. The Unfortunate Life of Worms, oh my gosh, that's an absolute fave. It's so cute. It's like a picture book about worms, about their life, as much as we know, and it's really cutely illustrated, and I really like it. It also has sprayed edges. It's all pink, so I really like that one. With Love from Cold World, I'm gonna put that one in love. I do have the Barnes & Noble version, so it's pink, like Love and Time of Serial Killers. So they go really cutely together. Yeah, it's a little like workplace romance, enemies to lovers. Yeah, it was really cute. Next is Funny You Should Ask. This girl is a reporter, and she did an interview with this, like, I guess upcoming like movie star. I'm gonna put it in good. Then fast forward, I don't know how many years later, she is doing another interview with him, a little follow-up. They kind of reconnect. Yeah, it was alright. Once More with Feeling, I'm gonna put it in the same. I honestly don't remember too much about this book. I just remember it is like a theater romance almost. Honestly, yeah, I don't really remember too much, but then maybe I'll put it in not for me, because I honestly don't remember what it was about. Okay, The Summer of Broken Rules. This one was actually really, really cute. I'm gonna put in loved. I did not mean to do that. Community board is gonna go in good. But first, The Summer of Broken Rules. It was so cute. Honestly, the cover is adorable. It just reminds me of like Taylor Swift. It's a really, really cute premise. So they are, I think they're in Martha's Vineyard. I don't know, that may be completely wrong, but they're all in town for a wedding, and this girl, her sister had recently died, and her favorite game to play was Assassin. Like, all of the guests are supposed to play a game of Assassin in memory of her sister. And then she kind of forms this alliance with one of the groomsmen, and then maybe a little romance with him too. It was just really cute, really sweet. All right, and then Community Board, I put in good. I actually liked it more than I thought. It's a literary fiction. I feel like I don't really like search out literary fictions, but this one was actually really cute. And I did notice, as you're reading the book, like, look on the cover, because all of those little elements, they're kind of like Easter eggs. Like, you will get to learn the story of all of the little things on the cover. Meet Me at the Lake. I'm gonna put it in good. So this girl meets this guy. I think he was like painting like a mural or something, and they end up spending the rest of the day together. They make a plan to meet up back at the lake in a year. So year comes, she is there, the guy does not show up. All of these years later, she's working at her mom's hotel. This guy, he's there. So she kind of has to slowly start to trust him again, because he said he was gonna be there in a year and didn't show up. So she's like slowly finds out like what he's been up to, and like uncovering like why he didn't show up. She also had a boyfriend when she met him, so don't like that. Next is Heartstopper. But Heartstopper is going in absolute fave. I had already like watched like season 1 and season 2 before I started the graphic novel, but honestly it just makes it so much better. And then like while I was reading, I was listening to like the soundtrack. I don't know, it just brought me back and it made me really happy. I'm gonna put the second one up there as well. The third one's already up there because I added the third one twice instead of the second one. So yeah, all of the Heartstoppers. I've only read up to volume 3. I still have to read 4 and 5, and then the 6th one is gonna be the last one, and I am gonna be heartbroken. Those are all like so good. And then I read It Happened One Summer. I'm actually gonna put in Not For Me. It was alright. I don't really know if I like the fisherman trope. Also, the spice scenes were like too much. I just did not enjoy that. I am still gonna read Hook, Line, Sinker, the other book in the series, just to see if that's any better. I mean, it's only one more, so I might as well. And then we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That one is also gonna be in a Not For Me. This one was also a pretty long read. Also, I did not realize it was in a series. I think I knew, like, I thought there was like 3 books. No, there's like 7? I don't know. And it's not gonna be a series I will be continuing. It was just kind of a little bit hard to follow. Look up like trigger warnings, because this book definitely has some like graphic things in it that I did not expect at all. So yeah, that one's a Not For Me. Tomorrow. That's a love, for sure. That one was so good. It's not a literary fiction, but I actually really enjoyed it. It's about these 2 like childhood friends, and they start a gaming company, and then like something like really tragic happens, so you have like sad points. Kind of a roller coaster, to be honest, but it was really good. So there's Heartstopper volume 3 again, but I already put that in absolute fave. We have the this is Marvel's volume 4. It was just a random like comic book that I had, and it was on Goodreads, so I just added it just to add it. I'm just gonna put it in Not For Me. It's volume 3 out of like 4, so I was also a little confused. And then the last book, it's not out yet. I got to have access to the audiobook and the ebook through NetGalley. So that is The Fury. I wouldn't say I loved it. I would put it in good. I got more interested in it in the end. I did like how if you read the audiobook, the narrator kind of breaks the 4th wall and is like, oh, these are the suspects of the murder. Like, before I tell you like who did it, let me tell you this. So you get to the end, there's a plot twist, and then you're starting to like recover from that plot twist. And then here comes another one, and then another one. So it keeps you on your toes for sure, all the way up until the end. That is my 2023 year in books. I definitely rated a lot more books 5 stars than like I would now. So that is the end of the video today. That was my 2023 year in books and how I would rank them now. Yeah, I'm really excited to read more in 2024. Bye!